Remember when I told you before I was doing hydroponics, I was testing them out? Yeah, it's an experiment. Come along with me as I do my second attempt at hydroponics. We're going to walk together through this path, and we're going to find out, how do you start? It's not that difficult at all. It's just what I was thinking I was doing was not right. I didn't do enough research. I didn't do enough background checks. I didn't know enough people that knew what they were doing. So I made some mistakes, and I'm going to resolve them. That's how we do it here. We're going to walk together through this path, and we're going to find out, how do you start? It's not that difficult at all. It's just what I was thinking I was doing was not right. I didn't do enough research. I didn't do enough background checks. I didn't know enough people that knew what they were doing. So I made some mistakes, and I'm going to resolve them. That's how we do it here. Let's see what we got going on here. So first of all, I got 4 buckets. They're black buckets with black net pots on top. And they came from a place called HTG Supply right there. And we're running a general hydroponics nutrient system. These nutrients that I'm using are what I was told were easy and good. I do see growth. I did see growth in the last round I did, the run I failed. And there's a reason why I failed, and we'll get into that in a minute. So all we do is, so here's the nutrient solution by General Hydroponics of Floro Bloom, Floro Grow, Floro Micro. And what they are is a 054, a 216, and a 501. That's your NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So that gives you your nutrients in the water. And if you look on the back of these, they give you specific instructions on how much to add. In these 5-gallon systems, they're telling me to add tablespoons per gallon. What I did is I put 2 tablespoons per gallon, and roughly there's 4 gallons in each bucket. So I added 4, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 teaspoons per gallon of the nutrients of each one of these General Hydroponics nutrient solutions. So you have the black buckets. There's no rocks or no media in them yet. They're filled up with water, and I did that for a reason, because it says, well, fill the water right below the net bucket line, right down here. So feed right below here. Well, as you can see, the water is right below that line. How can you do that with the rocks inside if you don't know how much water you have? So this one has a little bit too much, and we're going to resolve that too. So the bubbler is on. All the bubbler is sitting right over here. It's a General Aquatics bubbler, has 4 hoses coming out of it. I placed the hoses directly in the center of the net cups, and they go down right to the bottom. Just leave them on the bottom, that's fine. I put them in the center to get enough distribution of air the entire way across. Now these tops just pop right on here, pretty easy. And the black buckets, from what I'm told, will prevent any mold or any, algae growth. Yeah, mold. Any algae growth in your system. Let's take a lid off here. Those hoses are connected to a small bubbling stone, which when lowered into the water, it gives your oxygen level an increase. Gives the plant some oxygen. That's the key to the system. Now moving forward, what I did was I did initially start zucchini because people said I couldn't grow zucchini, and you know what? They were right. It's extremely hard to grow zucchini in hydroponics because I'm not there yet. So I reverted back to simplicity. Let's start tomatoes. Over here in my grow station, what we have here is a rock wool block. You put the seeds right in there, and you put them in a little bit of water, and the plants grow right up into through the rock wool. You'll take this entire rock wool cube, and we'll put them into the net cups. These plants are about probably 5 weeks old. Remember when I said this one was a little too full of water? What I did was I just put a little bit of the rocks inside here. These are clay pebbles. Show you up close. These are small clay pebbles that you want to wash and rinse before you put them in the buckets. They just sit in there, and that's what your plants will grow through. That's a stabilization device. Keeps them upright. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this outer shell, outer membrane or plastic membrane, whatever they call it. You want to take it off here. All right. Get rid of that. Now you can see the root growth through the rock wool insulation. So you can see all the root growth through there. What we're going to do is we're going to place this directly in the rocks, and we're going to fill this up. Not sure you can see that or not. Stand by. So there's a tomato right there. We're going to fill the rocks up around here so it's stabilizing the plant. So as you can see, I'm filling these rocks, the rinsed up clay pebbles, around here so the plant will not quite be buried. But as the plant grows, we're going to add more to the top. So we're going to rock around here. And now what this is doing, the bubbler in the water is taking, the bubbler in the water is taking the oxygen and nutrients and splashing it on the rocks. The rocks, the roots of the plant will seek that water, oxygenated water, and the nutrients, and that's how it'll grow. So right here we have a small seedling, and it's growing up through the rocks, and over a period of time, and we'll follow this, over a period of time, that plant will grow. Okay, so here we go. They say add a teaspoon of fertilizer per gallon of water. All I use is a simple Walmart measuring kit. I got them for maybe $5 off Walmart. Sorry, Amazon. You can go into your kitchen and grab the teaspoons out of the kitchen. I can tell you don't do it. Guys, don't do it, because that will not turn out well. I can't, yeah, I did it. And the first time she comes after you, or they come after you, looking for their teaspoons, and they find out they're in a hydroponic system with chemicals, won't be a good day. Let's just say that. Ouch. Big mistake. Huge, huge mistake. Let's do this third one here. Take the toothpicks out of the rock wool. Move this off. We're gonna cut it down. Dispose of that in a proper receptacle, and we're going to place it right on top. Now from there, we fill with the media. And like I said, all we're doing here is filling it up so the plant's almost covered, but not quite. So you will drop some down below. That's not a big problem. So there you go. There's 3. These little guys are plum tomatoes we're doing here now. Take this, put this over here. And it's just the seed I had left over, nothing special, no hydroponic seed. Just try to grow something you're going to be able to grow and support. There you go. There's no need to try to fit the roots down through the holes because they'll seek their nutrients. They'll find out where they want to go. Okay. And then try not to cover all the leaves up because the leaves will go after the light as they grow, just like they do outside. But what this does, this gives you the ability to grow plants in climates where it's not always hospitable. It gets cold. You can grow plants inside as long as you have an ambient temperature of 70 degrees or above. You can grow them inside. When it gets down to the 30s, that's where the problem is. Let's go over this grow light now. See, what this does is this system's on a rack, goes down below. I have it set on a couple 2x3s. Okay? And this fluorescent grow light can be lowered right above your plants. As they grow up and as they get taller, you just pull it up a little bit. And what you do is, there's a little string here. You pull it up when they grow up, put this little latch right above it, and it stays there. So I'm going to lower these down because they want to get focused light on the plants. Right about there is fine. Yeah, that's fine. So there we go. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen a lot of videos online about easy to grow hydroponics. First, step-by-step instructions. Well, they're not actually step-by-step, are they? This is the easiest way that I've learned to do it. This is the easiest way I've learned. Yeah, this is the easiest way I've learned how to do it myself. I made the mistakes. So if I make mistakes, then you won't have to. I started off with something that was unimaginable. Zucchini sounds good, but in actuality, not so much. Let's follow along with this journey and see what happens. Worst can happen is it doesn't happen. But there is a possibility that can happen very well. At one point, I had an experiment going raised beds using logs. Didn't think that was going to happen. But yet here we go. It's a jungle. Literally, there's tomatoes everywhere. There's sunflowers over there. Open it up. The bees love it. The birds love it. It's a pretty cool thing. Put an experiment, turned into a very, very nice tomato. So let's follow along with this journey and see what happens. Worst that can happen is it didn't work. Well, I failed before and I'll fail again. Let's just try something cool. Remember, get out there, ladies and gentlemen, and grow something cool.